Numbers can tell a powerful story. Like 1946, the year Alpha Insurance was founded, or the more than 1 million policies currently in force. Backed up by superior service from a local agent right in your community. For 65 years, we've been right there with you. We're looking forward to the next 65.
For a plan built just for you, contact Talisa Scheichel in Holly Pond.
Smith Lake RV Resort, where you escape the stress. Make it your year-round residential, weekend, or vacation getaway. See nice lakeside lots with scenic natural beauty and terrific amenities. Enjoy an on-site swimming pool, a bath and wash house, boat slips for your boat, special events and shows. Smith Lake RV Resort offers water frontages on majestic Smith Lake. Smith Lake RV Resort at Crane Hill. In for the first TD. On the next.
The tractor, I bought it in 1977. It had a loader on it, a trip bucket, and I needed a tractor for around the place. I had to run a few cattle and horses. Got low hours on it because I didn't use it very much, and so when I restored it, it's in fairly good shape when I restored it. One of the features of it, I slow race with it. It's a very good tractor for slow racing because of the large flywheel on it. I can get down to real low RPMs. I was up at a farm sale up by Linden, which is by the Canadian border, and they come up and I was low bidder on it, so I got it. It had what they call an 801 hitch on it. It's kind of a modified 3-point hitch. It was fairly new at that time, and you could use it on 3-point equipment. I can run my mower and brush hogs and different things on it without getting a bunch of adapters. I use it for my road trips because it's got good brakes on it and got headlights, and some of the trips we go on we have to have lights because we get back late at night. When I first got it, I used it for mowing the fields, brush hogging the fields. Used the loader for cleaning up around the barn, and so it was a working tractor up to about 15 years ago. Had to replace the intake and exhaust manifold. The tractor still run, but big chunks are missing. I like tricycle tractors. They're a little unique. They don't make them anymore, and so it's nice to have one. I got several of them that are tricycle, and I like the sound of the two-cylinder.
Get acquainted with Affordable Automotive in Welty. Affordable Automotive offers a full complement of service features for your car, truck, van, SUV, and other vehicles. Affordable Automotive also features a full line of famous Bridgestone tires. Stop in and check out the quality of famous Firestone and Peerless tires. Get a size and style that you need. Affordable Automotive offers towing service 24/7. Simply call 739-2290. Affordable Automotive, conveniently located in the heart of Welty.
Hi, I'm Leah Patterson-Lust, your probate judge, and I'm seeking re-election in the November general election. The office of probate judge is vital. It serves in many capacities. I'm proud to lead a highly skilled, dedicated, efficient, and experienced office here to serve you in our county. We function as a team. I humbly request your vote, confidence, and support in the general election this November. Vote Leah Patterson-Lust, probate judge.
Today's obituaries are brought to you by Moss Service and Hansville Funeral Home. Funeral services for Patricia D. Pat Kurtz, age 71 of Gunnersville, will be at 11 a.m. Wednesday at St. John's Evangelical Protestant Church, burial in Coleman City Cemetery. She will lie in state from 10 to 11 a.m. Wednesday at the church. Moss Service is directing. Ms. Kurtz passed away Saturday at her residence in Guntersville. Visitation will be 6 to 9 p.m. tomorrow evening. Ann Elizabeth Tucker, age 86, passed away at Coleman Regional Medical Center on Thursday. A memorial service will be held in Concord, Massachusetts, near to her hometown. Moss Service is making those arrangements. And those are our obituaries for today, brought to you by Moss Service and Hansville Funeral Home.
Welcome to Today on 2. It is Monday, the 20th day of August. A little partly cloudy, a wonderful weekend again.
Nice and cool, low humidity.
I heard on the Weather Channel this morning tomorrow's low temperature may be near record level.
Oh, wow.
How about that?
Well, on my thermometer this morning it was 59. I'm always just a little bit cooler than we are in town.
We've had the record low being about 55. So,
wow. Very good.
Humidity's down, temperature's down. It's hard to believe it's August.
I know.
Feels like October.
It does. It really does.
Well, let's see what's going on this week as far as the weather. Our weather brought to you by Mitch Smith Chevrolet on Cherokee Avenue. Make the switch to Mitch. We start with the satellite picture, and you can see rain activity moving across the southeast here and there. But I don't think anything's scheduled for our part of the country. There you can see the other satellite picture over the southeast. It'll be partly cloudy in Coleman today with a high around 85. Clear tonight, low near 59, about like this morning. Sunny tomorrow, high around 88, into the upper 80s for the rest of the week. But still not 90 degrees. That's kind of nice.
Oh, it's been very nice.
Weather will continue.
August is usually a pretty hot month,
you
know, so this is just unusual. But, you know, once again, things are shifting a little bit, I think, because we had such an early spring, early summer that, I don't know, maybe, I'm praying we'll have an early fall.
Well, very well could be. Very well could be.
It feels like football season.
Yes.
Yeah, it really does.
Yes.
It feels like football season.
It really does.
Okay.
I want to talk a little bit this morning about Pat Kurtz. The obituary was on a short time ago. Miss Pat, as she was known to members of St. John's Church, passed away in her sleep Friday night. Pastor Bob woke up Saturday morning and she'd passed away.
Yeah.
Did not apparently have any health problems recently. And matter of fact, talked to their daughter Kim a week or so ago, and she said she had never seen her mother so happy.
Really?
Since they retired.
Oh.
Moved to the lake house on Gunnersville. And, of course, they had the roast for Pastor Bob and the golf marathon the next day. And she says, my mother's just so relaxed.
Oh.
Never seen her
Oh.
And so what a wonderful way to go, huh?
Yes, I'll tell you, I think all of us would just like to be able to just go away in our sleep, you know. That would just be such a pleasant way to do it. But she will be greatly missed. She was such a sweet, sweet lady, just such a sweet temperament about her.
Miss Pat, I think a lot of us wonder, what is our purpose? Why does God have us here? And I always had the feeling Miss Pat knew her calling was to be a minister's wife.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And that's what she did. She was a minister's wife. Yeah. And the other thing that I personally appreciated, their marriage set the standard for a lot of us.
Yeah.
There was no doubt these two people were totally in love with each other.
Right, and he always called her Miss Pat, too.
Yes.
You know, that was just so sweet, and he always deferred to her for certain things, and it was just very, very nice. Yeah, so
Miss Pat will be missed.
Wonderful marriage.
The funeral celebration, visitation will be tomorrow night in Christ Hall at the church, and the funeral service will be Wednesday morning at 11 o'clock.
Okay, yeah. So I'm sure that they'll have to have plenty of room for everybody that wants to come. And so anyway. Yeah.
Okay. We have some people have come to see us today.
Yeah, we have. I didn't know if you wanted to talk a little bit more, but okay, we'll get right into it.
Unless you had something you wanted to talk about.
No, that's fine.
Let's talk about our guests then.
Yes, well, we visited with some folks from Sacred Heart Church a while back, and we're going to visit again. Today we're going to visit with Mr. Kurt Thomas and Miss Barbara Ragsdale, and they're talking to us about the great centennial that's happening this year at Sacred Heart, and they've got all kinds of wonderful things planned all year long. Some of them have already taken place, and there's still some upcoming. They've got that beautiful cookbook. I bought one. It's sitting there. I haven't used it yet, but I will eventually. I will. I just haven't been cooking much lately, but that is a fantastic cookbook. If you haven't purchased yours, you need one. And then also Miss Kim Bevis from Brooks Place. She's going to be talking to us about their golf tournament that they have coming up. So that's another good event. Great weather, hopefully, for that as well. So we've got that going on. And
that's what we have lined up for today. George Spear is here. He'll have news and commentary right after this.
At Premier Bank, we're a bit old-fashioned. We actually answer the telephone when you call. However, old-fashioned doesn't mean we aren't up to date. With the latest technology, Premier Bank meets the various needs of our customers. Mobile smartphone banking, internet banking, ATMs, convenient offices. At Premier Bank, we have the right products right now with good old-fashioned customer service. At Premier Bank, we put the customer first.
Overwhelmed by home refinancing offers from telephone solicitors and direct mail advertising, and then find you're not qualified for a specific plan? The Mortgage Center, a hometown lender, compares the rates from all home loan lenders and the qualifications of the various government programs to find a plan best suited to you. The Mortgage Center helps Cullman County people purchase and refinance their homes.
This is Pat Newton. Call us today and let us tailor our loan program to your specific needs and requirements.
Meet the KitchenAid 36-inch induction cooktop. It might just change the way you cook. Induction technology heats the pan and not the cooking surface to offer you a new level of precision, speed, and energy efficiency. 9 settings give you different levels of heat to achieve precise temperatures and amazing responsiveness. Water boils in just seconds, making this the fastest to boil induction cooktop available. The KitchenAid 36-inch induction cooktop.
Time for news and comment. Hey, y'all, we're streaming. And we're live on channel2coleman.com, as well as this morning. Don't forget, of course, we play back in the evenings, but you'll be able to watch this morning's show on YouTube, and you can access it by going to our channel2coleman.com website. Well, I'll tell you what, it looks like it's one of those, it's a bad time for Democrats, it seems like. The former Democratic candidate for Chief Justice to the Alabama Supreme Court, Mr. Harry Lyon, says Democrats have committed what he called political suicide after disqualifying him from the upcoming general election. And I wondered what it was he'd been doing that caused such a ruckus. If you're a Democrat, you're going to have to some degree follow the National Party's platform, and that is on gays, and that's something he was not doing. The Democratic Party voted unanimously Friday to remove Lyon from the ballot after he posted incendiary status updates to his Facebook. See, there's that Facebook thing again. If you think nobody's watching, they are, okay? He was ranting apparently about homosexuals, supporters of gay marriage, and talking about Mr. Roy Moore, his opponent. But he thinks that they've made a mistake by disqualifying him. It's been 3 years to the day this weekend, Sunday, since Tabitha Franklin of Cullman disappeared, a mother. Her children this weekend, according to Channel 42, were out reminding people in the neighborhood that she's been missing, been gone a year. They say there's hope, though, because the Coleman County Sheriff's Office has told the family that they have what they consider to be new information coming soon that should help in determining where their mother happens to be. We have seen, in fact, we've had Morgan Smith on our show, the new Wendy's girl. That's Wendy's as in hamburgers, right? She's a new Wendy's girl. She lived and went to school at Coleman High School, then went off to college. She has been in a number of commercials. In fact, she is, in fact, going to be in this upcoming season of Boardwalk Empire, which is what? Boardwalk Empire is an HBO program. And if you're a good-looking woman, it's hard to keep your top on whenever it comes to showing on HBO nowadays. Morgan Smith. She has won, I guess, some awards for her performances on Broadway. At any rate, it looks like if you live in Coleman County and your government, which your government is, a member of the NARCOG, North Alabama Regional Council of Governments, as you know, Morgan County said they didn't want to be a part of it anymore because Coleman County is trying to run everything. Well, basically, it looks as though that the governor hasn't made up his mind whether or not to allow Morgan County to join the Top Alabama Council of Governments. Not sure what's going on there, but the governor has to decide, and he's got just about 30 days left to make a decision. Some think that it's too late for them to join Morgan, or rather to join Huntsville and those counties up north, but we'll see. Lawrence County, the sheriff is claiming that his chief deputy, Harold Knighton, has been indicted by Lawrence County grand jury. And why is that? It looks good when you watch a conspiracy or a spy thriller and you see, and there's inevitably one of these every few months. There's a story of a good cop who's been wrongfully blamed for something. So he's been relieved. Internal Investigations is looking into what he's done. He shot his gun too many times or some nonsense. Well, what happens is that usually the guy, the hero, is out looking for the real bad guys, right? And in order to get information on them, he calls his friend back at the police station and says, "Would you look up this license plate?" Don't know if Mr. Knight was doing that or not, but he was using one of the tools available to law enforcement, the Law Enforcement Tactical System, LETS system, illegally. And if you do it illegally, you unfortunately are accused or called, it's a felonious act, so he's being charged with that, and 2 counts of fraudulent use of the National Crime Information Center, NCIC. Now that's a misdemeanor. Don't ask me what that means. Bottom line, Lawrence County's in trouble. James Davis making the news, national news, up in near Jackson County in Alabama. Why? We talked about it before. He's decided to bury, back when his wife passed away, buried his wife in the front yard. All right? Well, he's trying to fight that. He said she wanted to be near home. Well, people in town not very happy in Stevenson. They're upset with him. It's not the first time, of course. Look how many folks are buried in graveyards out here in the county, you know, home graveyards, family plots, right? But in town, it's a different story. They say it violates zoning, causes the neighbors to be spooked. Apparently, James Davis got into a fight with his neighbor who didn't think he should be doing that. But this is what's kind of interesting about this. This is not the first time. one of the senior Union commander who was being chased by Confederate General Nathan Bedford Forrest through Coleman County. Well, it wasn't Coleman back then, it was Winston County, this neck of the woods. The senior Union guy was Colonel Abel Strait. A few years after the Civil War, he passed away, and his wife planted him in the front yard. And when reporters asked her why she put him in the front yard, she says, now I can keep an eye on him. Tells you a lot, I guess, doesn't it, huh? Former Democratic candidate, no, I've been down that road before, I should say. The director for Top Gun, the director for Beverly Hills Cop 2, passed away. Tony Scott climbed on top of a bridge, leapt to his death this weekend. Bad news, about 68 years old. No reason why. Apparently a real nice guy. And Amelia Earhart's plane might have been discovered. They have done some really close photographic work around this one island. Let's see, what's it? Nicaraguaro is the island. The International Group for Historic Aircraft Recovery reported this on its website this weekend that they believe they have pictures of her plane turned upside down in the ocean near that island. So isn't it fascinating how some things you just don't, some folks won't give up till they find it, like the Titanic, you know. The FBI probing a late night swim in the Sea of Galilee by a Republican. Oh gosh, it involved drinking and numerous GOP freshman lawmakers, top leadership staff, and one nude member of Congress, Kevin Yoder, said, yeah, he took one too many suits with him on the trip, his birthday suit, and apparently he decided to use it. So, film at 11 on that one too, right? We talked last week about all these rounds of ammunition that had been ordered by the Social Security Administration, the National Weather Service, and some other agencies. You know, hollow point rounds, high-powered ammunition for weapons. Well, now over the weekend, the Social Security Administration, trying to put a disclaimer on this, they say that's par for the course. And what's par for the course about a Social Security office using weapons? Some of their agents, and they said plenty of them, have to go out and on the rifle range and on the firing range to keep qualified every year. I didn't realize that they carried guns. Lord, last thing you need to do is go into a Social Security office and get shot, right? But I think you can't help but wonder, with all the bad news we've got regarding Social Security and the future of such, how the public will take it. I know, it was interesting Friday during our That's Politics program. I talked with both Tom Drake and Tom Burleson about this issue of Obamacare and how it's really going to cause a lot of expense, and how that it's going to change Medicare. In fact, it's going to, based on everything I have read and what I have seen, it's going to take away some benefits. It's going to pull from Medicare and instead, and going to go into what? It's another form of medical coverage. Well, that unfortunately is not going to make people happy. And I believe it to be true that it is going to change. Our country is going to change. It's changing now in ways, unfortunately, many of us don't appreciate and certainly don't approve of, don't like. Country star Winona Judd announced that she has postponed her concerts in Canada for the next couple of weeks. And the reason is because her new husband has fallen off a motorcycle. Well, actually, he got knocked off. He was riding, I guess, where was it, in South Dakota, across the median, hit a vehicle. Winona was with him, but she was on a separate bike, apparently, because she was not injured, but she's going to stay by her husband and make sure that he's okay. So I didn't realize she'd gotten married. And, I guess her mother retired for good, didn't she? What was her name? Winona? Naomi. That's right, Naomi. That's right. And let's see, if you own a vehicle and you're wondering whether or not it's stolen, very much like I bought a new car, and I was just curious as to whether or not it was one of those most stolen. And probably not, because it's an economy car. But there's one of the cars in Alabama, I'm talking about Alabama now, The most commonly stolen vehicle is the 1994 Honda Accord. Can you believe that? Now, of course, Accords aren't really inexpensive. I don't know what they cost back in 1994, but those are the most commonly targeted vehicle by car thieves in Alabama. And how about trucks? What about trucks? What would you think? Huh? How about the 1997 full-size Chevrolet pickup? Trucks are, by and large, seem like more expensive than automobiles. And have you noticed how many fewer rifle racks there are in the back of trucks now? I mean, of course, I know we got tinted windows, but you don't see it like it seemed like back when in the early 90s when I came home to Coleman, I used to see a lot more of those in the back windshield hanging up, you know. Oh, well. All right, stay tuned. More of Today on 2 coming up.
Cheyenne, Cheyenne, where will you be camping tonight? Lonely man, Cheyenne, will your heart stay free and light? Dream, Cheyenne, of a girl you may never love. Move along, Cheyenne, like the restless clouds up above.
At Premier Bank, we take pride in serving our community. We respect our customers, and we've won awards for our ethical conduct. We're motivated to do all we can for you, and we're interested in your banking needs. We're efficient, safe, and sound, and our relationships with our customers are second to none.
At Premier Bank, we put the customer first.
There's stuff around your house, but we don't make stuff. We make ovens. Dual fuel, double ovens. And they bake so evenly that now delicious is something you can depend on. We only make things for one room. The best room. Your kitchen. We're devoted to it. And you can feel it in everything we make. Nobody knows the kitchen like KitchenAid.
Overwhelmed by home refinancing offers from telephone solicitors and direct mail advertising, and then find you're not qualified for a specific plan? The Mortgage Center, a hometown lender, compares the rates from all home loan lenders and the qualifications of the various government programs to find a plan best suited to you. The Mortgage Center helps Cullman County people purchase and refinance their homes.
This is Pat Newton. Call us today and let us tailor a loan program to your specific needs and requirements.
Sacred Heart of Jesus Church Centennial Celebration started in July. This will be a year-round celebration.
Yeah.
And to give us the update, what's going on, Barbara Ragsdale and Kurt Thomas are with us. Welcome to the program today.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having us.
Kurt, tell us what's taken place so far.
Well, let me tell you that I cooked a dish out of the cookbook last night. I don't remember whose recipe it was, but it was so easy. It was a baked chicken dish that was delicious.
Well, I'll have to look that one up because I'm looking for easy.
we had Father Marcus over. He's my wife's brother, so he came over, and we do that about once a month, and he comes over, and I do some of the cooking, and Martha does some of the cooking. What's happened so far in the Centennial, let me go back a little bit before we started, though. We planned for it for about a year, and what's amazed me about the whole thing is the amount of volunteers that stepped forward and took responsibility. For example, Barbara, she agreed to do all of our publicity for us, and she's done a fabulous job. But every event that we wanted to do, somebody has stepped forward and just done a great job. We opened the Centennial with an opening mass that focused on our Benedictine heritage. You know that Sacred Heart has been staffed by monks from St. Bernard Abbey ever since its inception. So we have a pastor, who's Father Patrick Egan, who's been there about 3 years, and after we got our new windows in, you know, we replaced some of the big windows in the church. He said we needed to have a big celebration, and when he learned that the cornerstone was laid in July of 1913. He said we needed to celebrate the whole year. And our approach has been to make sure that all the regular events that go on during the parish over the course of the year, we still do those, but we add a little bit of pizzazz for the centennial to each of those. So we're not taking on a whole lot of new stuff. Our opening Mass was a big success, con-celebrated by quite a few of the monks from St. Bernard. And the next event that we had was what we called a street dance. I guess years and years ago they blocked off the street in front of the church. We decided that might be a little bit much, so we had our street dance in the school playground in the parking lot. But you know that we have quite a few Hispanic parishioners, and they supplied half of the food, and we had hamburgers and hot dogs, and the kids got out there and did line dancing for a couple of hours, and then the DJ put on some Glenn Miller music, and so we danced into the night. And it was a wonderful event. So we've been really busy, and then this past weekend we had what we called a ministry fair. We've got probably 15 or 16 individual ministries in the church and the whole parish that focus on specific things, such as St. Vincent de Paul, which is our food bank. And many of them are focused on specific praying for specific causes.
I do want to interject right now
Sure.
because I, of course, work at United Way, and we refer people to St. Vincent de Paul oftentimes. We do have, of course, the Coleman Caring for Kids Food
Right.
Bank as well, but the two of y'all work together, and also you help with some other little, things, and so we really do appreciate St. Vincent de Paul. I mean, y'all have come in so helpful because we don't have an agency that does some of the things that St. Vincent de Paul does, so we appreciate that.
Well, it's been well supported by the parish. We have a quarterly collection to get money to buy the food, and we're open 3 days a week in the mornings, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and we have a pretty good clientele, so it's been good for us.
Right.
So we're off and running.
Yeah. So you've got some other things, of course, that are upcoming. Let's talk about that. What's the most recent thing that's...
Well, the ministry fair was yesterday.
Okay.
Our next event is homecoming for Sacred Heart alumni, Sacred Heart School alumni. Anyone who went to Sacred Heart is welcome to come and invited, especially October 27th. And Sandra Naceta, who was one of the co-chairs of this weekend's ministry fair, has found pictures all the way back to 1924 of the graduating classes and some of First Communion, and they're going to be on display. So it's going to be a good time to relive a lot of memories. And then we've got October 6th, of course, is our big Oktoberfest. And the Oktoberfest was basically started by Sacred Heart. I hate to say that, but it was. We had the first one. The CYO, actually, and I found this out the other day, Candy Wachter told me, they had the very first Oktoberfest. And they raised $3,000. They were so proud.
Wow.
The kids. And then after that,
a lot of money.
For that time, in 77 or 76. And so ours is coming up October the 6th.
And CYO, Catholic Youth Organization, just in case somebody doesn't know.
Yes. And and that's the first day of Oktoberfest for the whole city, October 6th. October 10th, the Altar Society has our dinner with bratwurst from Frankenmuth, coming all the way down from Frankenmuth, the old-timey German bratwurst. And then we've got our, after that we have our visitation to the cemetery. Our decoration day is in November as opposed to most of the other cemeteries who do theirs in the springtime. And this year Pete Naceta is in charge of it. He's our cemetery director. He's written an article for the National Catholic magazine, and it's been published. He talks about the oldest and the youngest graves. And we're going to have pictures. Everybody's going to bring their family pictures to the church. They're going to laminate them, and we'll put the pictures by each tombstone. And I think that will be a great way of remembering, hey, there's so-and-so. We remember the names, but the pictures will be great.
Another way we're going to try to add a little pizzazz is we're going to have what we call dinner on the grounds, which is an ancient practice that when people were buried over the course of the first year, they would come every month and eat at the gravesite with their ancestors, the people that they buried. Ancient, I mean by ancient Rome. And then after the first year, they would start doing that annually. So an annual event would be for the living family members to come to the gravesite and have a repast there with their people. So we're going to do that. And it's the first time in my memory that we're having dinner on the grounds at the cemetery. So
yeah, just a little uncommon, but at least for this area we're not. But then don't a lot of people do that in May? I mean, or
they do. They actually have dinners. I don't know if they're at the cemetery,
but they do get together.
They do, absolutely.
Now this is All Saints Day or All Souls Day?
It's All Souls Day when we remember our ancestors, but All Saints Day is right close, and that's for the people that have gone on to heaven.
Okay.
Our annual event, it's a blessing of the graves, and we have music and prayers.
Yeah, I can remember we're from South Louisiana, and there are a lot of Catholics in South Louisiana, so that was a big day, and Mike's parents owned a flower shop, and so people would order flowers, and they'd have like this extended room where they just had all these different arrangements, and mostly, I guess, baskets and things for the graves and stuff, or mums and things, but that was a big deal back then.
Just like it is in the springtime with all the,
yeah, exactly.
But it should be fun this year. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, and it's nice to be able to remember Grandma and Grandpa and things like that when we lose that a little bit, so it's good to go back and look at that again and so forth, yeah.
Well, it's neat, in the Oktoberfest a few years ago when they started having these reenactments at the grave sites in both the Common Cemetery and in Sacred Heart, I thought those were wonderful, and so this is sort of carrying on that tradition.
Anything else planned?
Oh, yes. We've got December 15th. Our Hispanic community is going to take charge of Our Lady of Guadalupe's celebration. She is the patron saint of Mexico and of the United States. But they make it into a beautiful ceremony. They have a car parade from St. Bernard to the church. They carry the statue around the church. Of course, food is involved after the service.
Of course.
And they contribute so much to our ministry there. Padre Guillermo is in charge of the Hispanic services at Sacred Heart, and I'm looking forward to that one.
Oh, I am too.
Yes.
Majority of Mexicans are Catholic.
Yes.
Is that because that the monks and so forth went into their area and sort of, long time ago?
I think so.
Yeah.
The Spanish developed the west coast of the United States all up and down, and so of course they started that way. There are not as many of them as Catholics that we would like. We would like for them all to be Catholics, but they're not. They're not.
Yeah, but
they're all welcome.
A good percentage of them are, so, yeah.
We have a couple of events coming up that are not part of the Centennial. Father was trying to avoid Centennial fatigue, but we do have our annual Spaghetti Supper, the Altar Society, and the Turkey Bazaar on November 17th. Everybody looks forward to that.
Yeah.
And I've forgotten what the other one was.
Let's see, I had it written down here. Well, I think those two.
That's it. September 20th, our Altar Society is hosting a deanery meeting for the Northwest Alabama women at Sacred Heart. And we had a lot of help on the publicity with Pat Owen. She's doing a paper and book about all the windows in church and who donated them originally and who helped with the reconstruction, saving of them. So I'm looking forward to that.
They had done that at St. John's Church, and that was very interesting because the gentleman that did that really kind of did some history on it and so forth. So that is very good to do something like that. Yeah.
And Gay Voss has prepared what we call a Centennial commemorative book, and it's full of personal ads and a few commercial ads, but mostly it's personal ads. It's got a history of the church. It's got a little bit of information about all of our pastors that we've had since we've been there.
And I'm going to just flip just a little bit. Yeah, see.
Yeah, and you'll find a lot of the old Coleman families in there. A lot of really old wedding pictures.
Oh, okay.
Pictures of families.
Yeah, there's one right there.
Yeah, so it's really a neat thing. And that's been a fairly good money raiser for us.
That's very good. And you said you're just about out of these cookbooks. I am so impressed. You said 1,200 and you've sold almost all of them. That is amazing.
We have 10 left. What we would like anyone who's interested in the book, call the church at 734-3730. Tell them you're going to want some cookbooks, especially for Christmas and whatnot. And we hope that we may reorder some. We're making corrections to the few things where the names are spelled wrong or an ingredient's messed up. There's not many mistakes at all. We were very pleased with this.
Okay. Yep, there it went.
Every recipe that has ever been printed is in that book.
It feels like it.
It must be.
It sure does feel like it. So if they're interested, they haven't purchased a cookbook, call the church, and then if you get enough people, then you'll do a reprint on it.
Yes, we sure will.
Very good. Well, that's a great cookbook. I can't praise that one enough. Thank you guys for being here today. Great celebration going on, and people just need need to just call the church if they have any questions and need
Yes.
to know dates and things like that.
We just went up through the end of the year. We've got more starting in January.
Yeah, we'd like to come back
Well, of
next
course.
year.
Of course.
And we'd like to offer our condolences to St. John's and to Pastor Bob, too. Y'all are in our prayers. So.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
That's so sweet.
We'll have more of Today on 2 right after this.
There's something about the moment when you first walk into that new home. It took a lot to get there, but Eva Bank made it easy to get the loan you needed. Eva Bank, as a part of the community, makes lending decisions right here where you live. Our lenders make the process quick and easy with rates you'll love. Visit your neighbors at Eva Bank today and let them help you with your new home loan, manufactured home, refinance, or remodel. Eva Bank, part of the community we call home.
Life lived in black and white is not a life lived. Today, I choose color. To see it. To feel it. To be in it. To be upon it. And to live a life surrounded by it. Today, I put on a fresh coat.
At Premier Bank, we are very proud of the long-lasting relationships we have with our customers. We'll go almost anywhere to meet your banking needs.
Who is the tall, dark stranger there? Maverick is the name. Riding the trail to who knows where. Luck is his companion. Gambling is his game. Smooth as a handle on a gun. Maverick is the name. Wild as the wind in Oregon. Blowing up a canyon. Easier to tame.
We're entirely too lax around here. Now, in the big city jails, they give sobriety tests.
Sobriety test?
Yeah, to find out whether or not a man is sober. And I think we ought to do it here, too.
Well, Barney, I believe a sobriety test is given to a prisoner when you first bring him in. Now, you ought to have done that to Otis last night.
Oh, Andy, you know we couldn't have given a sobriety test to Otis last night.
Well, why not?
He was too drunk.
The Andy Griffith Show, starring Andy Griffith, with Ronnie Howard.
In this part of our program, we want to give away some stuff.
Some stuff?
Yes.
I like stuff. Free stuff, I really like.
What do we have to give away for today? High Tide Sports Grill, the meal special for 2. And we also have the day pass to Hurricane Creek Park. If you haven't been there, you need to go and enjoy that park.
Now
really
would be a
nice
great time of the
Yes,
year to
it
go.
would be a good time to go there. Those are the prizes for today. Let's look at our merchant ads. We'll ask you a question about one of these ads. Starting with Mr. Plumber, Coleman's only professional full-service plumbing, sewer, and drain company. They are locally owned and operated. Adam Burgess is the owner. Call Mr. Plumber.
And Mr. Hicks Menswear. He has business men's suits and sport coats, regular sizes, big and tall sizes. He also has 20% off right now his Pima Cotton. He's located at 217 Compass Way Southwest in Coleman.
Uniform Place for summer. Style, color, and comfort. Uniform Place. Debbie Bradford has it all. Uniform Place on 2nd Avenue Southeast.
And Tires for Less is more than just tires. You can have your air conditioner checked there, oil changes, minor engine repair, shocks, brakes, 80 years of experience, great service at a good price. And if you mention you saw this ad, you'll receive $5 off your oil change.
And right next door, you'll find Earl's Body Shop. Everybody in the picture there, Earl's Body Shop, where they do towing, large and small, local or long distance, as well as auto body repair. That's Earl's Body Shop.
And the Tutor Doctor. Just make this the best school year ever for your child. They have math, reading, and ACT, and much, much more. Experienced, qualified local tutors, free consultation, so you can sit and discuss everything that you need.
And People's Tires, Ray Bookman says, be sure and talk about the remold tires, pull-offs. They are available with the European-style tread. These have become very popular.
And Festal Market Plots will be open Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturdays from 8 until 3. What a great variety of fresh vegetables and fruit. They still have peaches, and soon your nutrition program is accepted.
And there's Deb Lashley at Deb's Bookstore, your hometown bookstore just down the road. Books are always on sale. Browsers are welcome anytime at Deb's Bookstore. And those are some of the merchant ads we have for you for today. Landau, made better. Landau products are available at which one of our advertisers? Who has the Landau products? 256-734-7399 is our telephone number. And let's see, we have the meal special for 2 at High Tide Sports Grill and the day pass to Hurricane Creek Park. Those are the prizes for today. Tell us, who has the Landau products? We have a caller ready to go. Hello, who's calling?
Trish from Coleman.
All righty. Who has the Landau products?
The Uniform Place.
You're right. The Uniform Place is the right answer. Stay on the line, please. Thanks for calling in. Landau, made better. Debbie Bradford has all the good brands, and she probably has fall styles coming in now, I would think.
She does, yeah.
Let's look at the rest of our merchant ads right now, starting with Mullins Body Shop on Highway 31 South at Phelan. 52 years of auto body repair and towing, and as always, you can count on them today. Mullins Body Shop.
And some sweet deals are available at Dairy Queen. Check this out. Any 3 for just $4.44. Cheese lover burgers. Oh my gosh, you're going to love this. 2 singles for $3, 2 doubles for just $4.
High Tide Sports Grill. They're open 3 until 9 o'clock, closed on Sundays. Special events each night on the weekend and live music on Saturday night.
And Night Free Insurance, providing insurance coverage for over 3 generations now. And Elliott and Westcott Free are now available to help you. And of course, they're one of the top 10 growth agencies in the state of Alabama for auto owners. This is Night Free Insurance.
Shimmer and Glow Tanning Boutique. They are open 8 until 8, Monday through Friday, Saturdays from 8 until 4. They do all sorts of tanning. They also have retail products available. And right now, summer wear, 50% off.
And you can open the door to history and fine prints at Renard's Gallery and Gifts. They have jewelry there. They do a great job of framing. They do sell prints. Just go out and browse around at Renard's Gallery and Gifts right there at 314 First Avenue.
All it takes is charisma and Doug Dogga Jewelers. Women change hairstyles, clothes, and their minds. They can change their jewelry also. That's one of the many reasons you shop at Doug Dogga Jewelers.
Baldwin Counseling Center. If you're having problems, need to talk, want some privacy, help is just a phone call away. We're talking 256-737-3087. Give them a call if you need some help.
Fitness opportunities are available at the Wellness and Aquatic Center. They have the competition pool. They have the outdoor pool, still open on the weekends. That's at the Wellness and Aquatic Center. And those are the merchant ads we have. Now it's time to check the birthday list for today. Who has a birthday on August 20th?
Well, it looks like Mr. Ray Tanner's going to have a birthday along with Jody Coggins, Jeff Thomas, and Jada Edmondson. And their names will be put into the hat on Friday. Also, we need to acknowledge the anniversary of Max and Nell Graves. And everybody's going to kind of have that shot at it on Friday where they can win the possibility of an 8x10 portrait from Baker Photography and an ice cream cake from Dairy Queen.
And our anniversary winner receives a gift certificate from the Campbell Garden.
Very good.
Let's check the weather, brought to you by Mitch Smith Chevrolet on Cherokee Avenue. Here's the forecast for today. It will be partly cloudy, high about 85. Clear tonight, low of 59. Mostly sunny tomorrow, a high around 88.
Also starring Don Knotts.
You'll get used to it after you've been here a while. That goes on practically every morning. Right.
Lunch.
Hey, let's do that. We're going to fight. Now, take your time, boys. Where do you think you're going to a fight? Hey,
Voting has gone through a lot of changes in America since the days of the early West. Because they were short of pencils and paper at that time, they used various things as ballots. Feathers, beans. In one section of Arizona, they used bullets. If it was loaded, it was a vote for one candidate. And if it was empty, it was a vote for another. If a fellow wasn't careful, his whole campaign could blow up right in his face.
Dick Powell. Zane Grey Theater.
Bevis is the director, I guess executive director of Brooks Place, and she's here to talk to us today about this up-and-coming golf tournament.
Yes.
Well, let's go back a little bit. Let's talk about Brooks Place and figure out what that is, because some people might not realize or understand.
Brooks Place is the Child Advocacy Center, and what we do there is we do forensic investigation of child sexual abuse. And so basically when a child has experienced some sort of sexual abuse, they come to our center and they receive an interview.
Okay, and you do it in an atmosphere that is conducive for the child, doesn't make them scared. It's not like going to the courtroom and stuff like that.
Absolutely. It's a child-friendly atmosphere. We have rooms that are tailored for the child's age and for their abilities, and we basically just talk to them and have them tell their story. And then the individuals that need to hear the story, like law enforcement, the district attorney's office, and the DHR workers, can observe that in a different location in the building. So they can still ask their questions, but it's done through a forensic interviewer.
Kim, let me throw something in here. Since the story about Jerry Sandusky at Penn State, has that made a difference in the number of cases reported here?
You know, it's interesting that you would ask me that, because I've been all over the state this month doing what we call site visits for other child advocacy centers, and that seems to be the theme everywhere we've gone is, wow, we've just got so many more cases, and I think we've seen an increase as well. So that's a good thing, actually, that people are reporting, and
it's created more awareness of the problem, I think.
Absolutely.
Real good
Absolutely.
question. Yeah.
So.
Well, and I think that a lot of times, I was going to say, Coleman's such a great place to live. Why would we even need your facility?
Well, unfortunately, we do. I mean, unfortunately, we have about 200 to 250 cases a year we see. Now, that doesn't mean every single case that comes through the door there's been something that happens, but there may have been a report and we need to check it out.
Right, yeah, because there have been, like the author that you had a while last year or earlier this year.
Right, Karen Spears Zacharias, I think so she said her name.
You know, that poor little girl. Actually, things did get reported several different times, but she just somehow fell through the cracks, and people just couldn't believe that her mom or that the mom's boyfriend were really doing anything to her.
Right.
So, and then they all thought it was the dad, and he was really the guy that was trying to protect her. You know?
And just something I think that's really interesting about child sex abuse is that typically the offender is a known person. It's very rare that the person is a unknown stranger to the child.
Right. And that's usually if they're abducted or something like that.
Right.
But yeah. So it makes it difficult on you guys to decipher who's actually telling the truth?
Sometimes. I mean, sometimes a lot of times with some of the teen cases, there's some questionable stuff going on.
Right.
But the younger kids, you know,
they just tell it like it is.
They just tell what happened.
Another question, Kim. In thinking back on the cases that you've handled, what's the average length of time for when something first happens to the child to when it's reported? Is it oftentimes a number of years or months?
Yes. I think if I'm thinking about my statistics correctly, around 2 years from the first act until they have the courage to report. So, yeah.
Because most of the times the adult that's doing that sort of threatens that child, don't
Yes,
they? If you
yes.
say anything, then I'm going to hurt so-and-so, or
Right.
I'm going to do this.
Or I'll kill your cat or your dog or
Right.
whatever they can do to isolate the child and put fear
And
there.
intimidate them.
Or I'll kill your mother or,
Right,
or
yeah.
that sort of
So
thing.
it's very sad. So
Yes,
I'm sure
it
you
is.
see some very sad situations.
I do. I
Yeah.
do.
Do you ever get that point, though, where you feel good about a case? Like, yes, we won, we did this, we put this bad person away kind of thing?
Yes,
And do you
every
see
time
a-
I hear a guilty verdict, I feel great.
Yeah.
It's a good day.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
we've had several lately in the news here in Coleman that we were able to get a guilty verdict through jury trial, and that's awesome.
Right. But all this costs money, doesn't it,
It
Kim?
does, it does.
Where do you get your funding from normally?
We have federal funding that unfortunately is going to be cut 12.5% this year, so that's a little scary going into the next fiscal year. And then we have some state funding through the Alabama legislature, but again, that was cut this year some. So donations, fundraising, those sorts of things. We have some school contracts where we work in the alternative schools, so it's a variation of all sorts of different pots of money.
Right. But when you get a 12% cut and you get another, percentage cut, then all of a sudden you've still got your people you've got to employ, you've got to pay them, you've got to pay your overhead. So you go out there and you try to do things like this golf tournament.
Absolutely,
right?
absolutely.
And this is actually an annual thing for you guys,
It is.
isn't it?
It is. It's the 12th annual Brooks Place Sean Walker Memorial Golf Tournament, and so it's going to be Friday.
Okay.
This Friday, the 24th, at the Municipal Court at 12 o'clock. We start lunch. We serve lunch to everyone who comes, and then a 1 o'clock shotgun start.
Okay. Now, are you still looking for sponsors and people like that?
Yes, yes.
Always.
We always are. We need whole sponsors, which are $100 a whole, or you can also sponsor a team, which is a 3-man team this year. It's a little different than last year. We had 4-man teams, and we were on Saturday. This year we went to 3-man teams, and we're on Friday afternoon this year. And for $300, you can sponsor a whole and enter a 3-man team, or you can do just a 3-man team for $240.
Okay.
So.
Very good.
How many teams can you handle?
We can handle 25 to maybe 30 at the most. It just gets kind of backed up
Right.
if they, don't, if there's too many. But right now I think we have about 12 to 14 that I'm...
Okay, so you have room for more.
Certainly,
Right.
certainly.
Definitely want some more people
Right.
to play. And
Right.
hopefully the weather will be good.
Yes, I'm excited about the weather, actually.
Yeah, because it's just
Right.
been so nice and pleasant.
Right.
It's a great day to get out there. And I always think about it, if you're a golfer, gosh, honey, I got to go play golf. I've got to
This is
support.
that tournament.
I've got to support Brooks
Right,
Place, so
right.
you got to let me go.
Right, and we have some great prizes this year for closest to the pin, and we've got a big screen TV, which we always have. We have some Garmin GPS systems and some Nooks. So once again, we're going to have some great door prizes. We're going to feed them lunch. And it's going to be a fun time.
It's a great way to donate to a good cause.
It is.
Definitely.
It is.
Now, do they sign up the day of, or are you trying to encourage them to sign up sooner?
Well, they can call the office, which is our 739-2243 number, or they can go to our website now, which is www.caccoleman.org. And I've got under the events page, there's a way they can just sign up right there on the events page, or they can show up the day of, and we'll let them play.
Okay. No difference in cost or anything like that?
No.
Okay. So do you just typically get a lot of people the last minute?
We get some. It'll be interesting this year because this is our first Friday tournament, but several of the tournaments that have been in the community have been on Friday afternoons and have been successful, so we thought we would try something different this year and do the Friday tournament.
Right. That way I guess they're not competing with other golfers as well. I mean, I don't know, does the golf course kind of just let you guys go and you don't have to worry about any of the competing
Right. We had the course for the afternoon, so that's not an issue. And then the Saturday thing, a lot of people don't want to take up a weekend. It kind of takes a whole day of the weekend to play on the Saturday tournament. So we thought, hey, boss, can I get off early on Friday afternoon? And so we're excited to see how it works out for us this year.
Yeah. Very good.
Thanks.
So then they can either go to your website, or they can call the office, or they can just show up the day of.
Absolutely.
And go ahead and get their tickets.
Yes.
And everything. Anything else happening at Brooks Place right now?
Well, we're just hanging in there, trying to, juggle all the responsibilities, getting back to school. That's always a time when we see reports go up. Kids have been home for the summer, and they, maybe have had something happen, and they get back to school, and they tell a friend, and the friend tells their parent, and then the parent calls. So that'll be a challenging time for us here in the next few weeks, I'm sure.
Let me ask you something else, which may not be pertaining to Brooks Place directly. The perpetrator, other than incarceration, is there counseling available for these people? Because eventually they're going to be paroled.
Not through our agency. The only perpetrators that we counsel are juveniles. If the child is a juvenile under the age of 17 and they perpetrate another child, that's another, situation, because then obviously most of the time that child has had something happen to them. So we have a situation where we want to look at that very closely. So we do have a program at Brooks Place where we're able to work with other juveniles and counsel, but we just don't get into that realm of counseling the individuals. But I'm sure there's programs out there.
Well, you would think there would be.
Probably through the prison system on release.
Yes, you would.
Yes.
I remember the story a few years ago of a fellow was incarcerated, and he came up for parole, and he told the people, "Don't let me out. I'll do this again." So you think that there would have to be some counseling for these people, because they do after they serve their time.
Right. And the sex offender registry that individuals typically are placed on when they've been incarcerated, that's a close monitoring program within the law enforcement agency. So they're going to be checking, and those folks have to register, and it just gets more and more stringent for them. So even if we don't get the actual verdict or the plea that we want in a case, if we can get those people on the sex offender registry and registered as a sex offender, that's another real hurdle that we like to get over with these folks.
Now, if they're on that registry, do they ever get to come off of it?
No.
I don't think so.
Forever, for life? They're on it for life?
Correct.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
So what happens if it's sort of not correct, and it's, does that happen?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
I mean, once they've either pled guilty to the crime and agreed to go on that registry, or they've been found guilty by a court of law. So they are there, and there's no getting off.
Wow. So that's something to think about.
Right.
I wonder if that deters anybody. I don't know. But
well, maybe not the act itself, but certainly doesn't put them in situations where they can be close to children, like they can't live close to a school in certain areas where their daycares, that sort of thing.
Right.
So.
Well, all right. Golf tournaments this Friday.
Yes, please come out and play.
Yeah, they need to support you.
Yeah, please do. Yeah.
Thank you, Kim.
Thanks for having me.
We'll have more today on 2. Stay tuned.
I'm open for opinion, Sergeant. What's yours?
Well, I figure we have about an hour and a half.
Before what?
We know what's back there coming our way. Tanks. When they catch up to us, we'll be sitting ducks.
Period.
Combat. A Selmer production.
Brought to you by Pepsi and Coleman Jefferson Gas. Operation Christmas Child Shoebox Ministry Community Event will be taking place tomorrow, August the 21st at 6 p.m. at CRMC's Colonel Coleman Room. They have brochures, posters, information kits will all be available. And the kickoff lunch for United Way, celebrating the 125th anniversary of United Way Worldwide, will take place on Tuesday, August the 28th from 11:30 to 1 in the Colonel Coleman Room at CRMC POB2. The guest speaker is Steve Marshall, and tickets are just $15. You need to purchase that by tomorrow, 256-739-2948. Hearing Loss in You. This is a lunch and learn seminar presented by the otolaryngologist Bruce Morgan, and that will be on Thursday, August the 30th from 11:30 to 1. That's in Colonel Coleman Room once again. It's brought to you by Women First and Senior Choice. If you have a community billboard you want to share, you can email it to channel2coleman@gmail.com. You can fax it to 256-734-7680, or you can be a friend on Facebook at Channel 2 Coleman, spell out the number 2.
The weather forecast for today, partly cloudy, high of 85, clear tonight, low of 59, mostly sunny tomorrow with a high around 88. Coming up tomorrow on Today on 2, Jacqueline, who's coming to see us?
Well, it looks like Miss Kim Campbell is Get Fit for Haiti. Oh, okay, so it must be a fundraising event for the Haiti people.
So.
Okay, and then David Osment for Operation Christmas Child, so he'll be here to talk about that. So.
And, of course, our programs are archived on YouTube every day. If you missed a program, you want to see what's going on, or missed a part of the program, visit channel2coleman.com. That's our website. We stream the program every morning. And, of course, as I mentioned, you can archive, or the archive programs are available on YouTube. Thank you for watching Today on 2.
Hope you have a great day.